asking the community and everybody to pray for our city, pray for our officers, and to pray for the decedent's family. This morning, before 6 o'clock a.m. this morning, Mobile Police Department SWAT team was assisting a juvenile unit in executing a search warrant at 7200 Lakeview Drive. As the officers announced and made entry into the residence, they immediately encountered a subject in the first living room area. They were able to take him into custody fairly quickly. After that subject had gained access to a weapon, when he realized that it was law enforcement, he began to shout out through the house, 12, 12, which is an indication that law enforcement is present. The SWAT team penetrated further into the residence, and as they penetrated further, they encountered another subject in another living area, and shortly after that, a third subject entered from the very rear of the residence and began to fire shots at the SWAT teams. SWAT team gave commands. They tried to suppress the fire of the individual by deploying a flashbang before returning fire. The subject continued to fire shots at the law enforcement officers, and subsequently the SWAT team engaged the individual who was later identified as Trey Webster. The Mobile Police Department was at that residence to execute a search warrant based off 2 arrest warrants for Trey Webster and his brother Tyree Webster. The arrest warrants were for intimidating a witness and reckless endangerment. The intimidating a witness warrant in particular stemmed from a robbery incident that Trey Webster was currently out on bond pending trial. So he and his brother engaged at some point the victim of the robbery and attempted to get him to not testify in court. As the situation continued to unfold with the SWAT team and the subject Trey Webster, at some point with the exchange of gunfire, an adult female in the residence indicated that she had been shot. Again, the SWAT team engaged the subject that was firing at them, and as a result of them engaging him, he was killed on the scene. This case is an ongoing investigation. We're currently still processing the scene. There were a number of shots fired by the decedent, and so we're still trying to unravel all of the pieces associated with how many rounds were fired by the decedent, as well as by how many rounds that may have been fired by the Mobile SWAT team. Also inside the residence, there were 3 other individuals inside the residence. There were 2 other juveniles inside the residence, along with 1 juvenile that had an outstanding warrant for certain persons forbidden. That individual was arrested and taken to the Strickland Youth Center. As I said, this is an ongoing investigation. There are a number of things that we still have to do, and so as we get to the point of being able to update you guys and provide additional information, we will. I can tell you that at this point in time that the officer involved in the shooting has been placed on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of the preliminary investigation, at which time we will make a decision about when we would potentially bring that individual back to work. At this time, I will open it up for any questioning if you have any.
And just to be clear, Chief, when you say that the other person was shot in the foot, this would be the mother of the subjects, and was